I get a lot of requests about how I do my makeup. I'm not a makeup artist, but I just know it works for my skin. So I'm just gonna go through with you today really quick my favorite products that I use on a daily basis and how I apply my makeup, and most importantly, how I do my brows, because that's the most popular. All right, this is one of my favorite products, Bye Pores by It Cosmetics. It's oil-free, skin perfecting, and it's a serum-based primer. It's color correcting. It's a green product. This really helps with my redness. I think I found it at Ulta, and I like to really just put it where my redness is, and then I'll blend it in with my concealer. So once I have that on, next I apply my concealer. My favorite concealer is actually Bye Under Eye by It Cosmetics. This is full coverage, anti-aging, waterproof, and it literally stays on 24 hours. Probably longer if I went that long. So I just put a little bit on, and I kind of like put it on in different areas where I put the green stuff, because that's really where I want to conceal and hide these blemishes. And then I just dab it in. I use a beauty blender. A little goes a long way. My favorite foundation of all time, I've tried so many different ones, is Kat Von D's Lock It. This truly is a 24-hour wear makeup. Full coverage, is matte finish, which I love because I'm generally pretty oily. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply. During this process, I will use the foundation as my primer for my eyeshadow. So after this, the next product I use is, it is a product by Laura Mercier. It is a translucent powder. This is, and I don't know if I'm saying her name right. You can see that. But it is a translucent powder. I like this powder because it is very lightweight and it doesn't add any color, and it really helps set that powder into the creases to help with oiliness. So by far one of my favorite products. Actually, one of my makeup artists turned me on to this. So you can see it's a really nice powder. So this brush that I'm using is I don't really know, but it's an angled kabuki brush, I guess is what you call it. Really anything will do. I just like this one because it really, when I pat it into the skin, it gets into the crevices. Like I said before, I am not a makeup artist. I know that some people do not use powder all over their face. I do. I'm extremely oily, so I tend to go all over. It looks nice in my opinion, and it lasts throughout the day. But what I'm going to do first is I'm really just going to pat this under the eye. This is just so I can put my eyeshadow on. I don't go crazy with the eyeshadow when it's my everyday look. I just kind of whip it on and go. So I like to put the powder under the eye. That way, if anything falls onto my face, I can just take this brush and sweep off the powder. So I have two brushes that I mainly use. This one is a base shadow brush. You can see the bristles, they're really kind of fluffy. This just works for me. Use whatever works for you, and you'll learn throughout the process. So, and then this other one I use kind of like a tighter brush. You can tell the difference here. One's loose and one's tight. I use this one for blending. It works really well for me. My go-to everyday palette right now, I do have two favorites. The first one is, I'm so terrible at this. This one's by Tarte. This is one of my newer palettes. I fell in love with this one because it has a lot of like metallic-y looking colors in it. So as you can see, my favorites are these three right here. This one's really pretty. It's just a little bit on the darker side. So I'll use it for like a crease or something. Rainforest of the Sea. So it has like these really pretty glitter. Who doesn't love glitter? So pretty. Anyway, okay. So I'm wearing pretty much all black today and a little bit of orange on my sweater. So I am gonna go for this gold color right here, which is actually called Iced Show. What's really nice about the shadow that I like too is you can literally, because of the texture, you can literally take like your finger and you can see that it's pretty pigmented, and then you can actually like wipe it on your eye to intensify that color. This is generally what I do when I'm kind of on a time crunch, and you can see like it's super pretty. Okay, and again I'm going to dip my finger to kind of pat it in there. So I like to keep a rag next to me, and basically I just use that to clean off my brush, so I'm not getting, you know, like mixing colors when I don't want to mix colors. So another go-to palette of mine is, I got this at Sephora. It is called Cream Brulee by, I think it's by Violet Boss. This is what it looks like, and this is what the inside looks like. So I tend to go for like the golds and the browns and the real earthy colors. They complement me, I think, anyway. So what I'm going to actually do with this is I am just going to use a little bit of this this white color, and I'm going to use that on the eyebrow bone, so I can blend, like really try to blend this in. I'm gonna add a little bit to the corner. And I'm gonna take my blending brush, and then I'll clean it off, and I'm just going to blend some of this in. This is really just so you don't have any harsh lines. So also for my everyday look, I like to take a smaller brush. This one generally is the one I use, and I'm going to use this kind of brown, not the dark one, but the lighter one, and then I'm just going to add a little bit to my under eye. This is really just to look more awake, I guess. Another one of my favorite products that I found at Ulta. This stuff is amazing. It's super glittery. I love glitter and shimmer and all the pretty full things like that. And it's by ColourPop. This is what it looks like. This one is called Ladybird. And this is what it actually looks like. Kind of hard to see, but once again, it's super glittery and shimmery. It off. I'm gonna add a little bit right here, just to intensify that shimmer. Okay, and I'm gonna do a little bit on the inner corner. Next up is brows. My favorite products are by Anastasia. I use her brow pomade liner pencil thingy. I'm not sure if that's what it's called. but I really like it because it has this on one end, and I'll use that to comb the hairs before I apply the pomade. And then it has this really fine brush, which I love because you can get precise with your eyebrows. Today I am using Dark Brown Pomade by Anastasia. It probably is a little bit too dark for me, but I really like dark, intense eyebrows for myself. This is what it looks like. And now I'm just going to go to town. So what I like to do is I will dip into the jar here. And then I'll use the lid to kind of wipe off some of that excess. Get that brush tip like precise and sharp. Okay. There really is no science to this. You just want to go with the flow of the hair and with the flow of your eyebrow. So I start by kind of just filling in a little bit. Now, if I was going out or doing, you know, something fancy and it wasn't an everyday look, I would be taking a lot longer on doing this. But you can see it's already starting to come together. I'm not pressing too hard. I'm really just like brushing it in the direction of my hair. I'm going for a more powdery look versus sharp. Remember, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. And then I like to comb them through afterwards. So it makes it a little bit more natural looking. Okay, so after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to contour and highlight with my face. This is my favorite contour and highlight palette. I don't usually use the light, but I do use the contour part. But sad news, I dropped it and I need to replace it now. So I'm gonna use my backup, but by far Kat Von D's Shade and Light palette for contour is the best. My backup is my NYX contour palette. I really like this one because it has different shades of brown. So you could, you know, play with the darkness of the browns. So the brush that I'm using, actually funny, this is a Mary Kay cheek blush brush, but I really like it because it is angled and it just works for the application of my contour. So I'm going to use this one. It's more on the lighter brown side, and I'm just going to get a little bit. And really, I'm just going to add a little bit of this to my cheeks. As you can tell, this is my good side, skin and everything. This is my bad side, my textured side, my man side. So I am going to add a little bit more at the hairline right here. Usually this is really about all I do for contour on my day-to-day. Just to give myself some color and not look tired and like I need a blood transfusion. So I'm gonna get a little bit, I'm gonna do a little bit at the chin. A little bit more. I'm gonna do some on the nose, just a little bit. Without adding more on the brush, I'm really just gonna kind of dust around a little bit. This is really just to give myself some more color. Next, I'm going to grab my Laura Mercier. I think I said it right that time. Translucent powder, and I'm going to get a little bit more on my brush. I'm just going to go around the highlight and kind of just blend it a little bit. And now you can, with the residue under your eye, you can actually come in and dust that stuff off. I'm going to add a little bit more powder to my T-zone because I do get really oily. I don't have a favorite blush. It really depends on the day and the mood I'm in. My go-to is, I have this kind of angled blush brush by Bella Pure. I think that's how you say it. And my go-to blush that I have now is by Maybelline. It also is a contouring kit. I'll show you the color. It's a light pink. I like it because it doesn't overdo it, and literally you barely need to even go in at it. Dust it off. Smile. I'm gonna get a little bit more. I'm gonna take this brush that I've been using for the translucent powder, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend a little bit to soften that color. Next up is a little bit of highlight. My favorite highlight palette is by Anastasia. This one is the Sun Dip Glow Kit. Very beautiful. This one right here is my favorite. It is called Summer. It literally gives you this perfect sun-kissed highlight that I just, obsessed. So you just want to get a little bit, and the brush I'm using, actually, I have no idea what it's even for, but it's like kind of roundish at the top, and I just like it because it dusts it on nicely and doesn't overdo it. So I'm gonna just get a little bit, I'm gonna dust it off. And parts of my face that I like to highlight are right here on the cheekbone, kind of close to the eye. See that glow? Ooh. A little bit on the nose. I believe that's your Cupid's bow. So where would the light hit? You can obviously see it's like right here. I'm just gonna dust a little bit here, a little bit there. And I like to just kind of blend it, soften it a little bit. How I blend my neck is I use Bare Minerals. This is a foundation. This is actually one of my favorite powder foundations. So I get the same brush and I just kind of go in at it, dust it off, and I just lightly try to connect my neck with my jawline. That way we have a flawless seam. My go-to mascara is Tarte. This is Lights Camera Lashes. This stuff is, you have no idea how many mascaras I have tried. I have tried expensive, I have tried, you know, drugstore. There is a lot of good ones, but this one by far is my favorite. It's a 4-in-1 mascara. So I just, oh my God, it goes on nicely. and it comes off nicely. When I don't have eyelash extensions on, this is what I go to. So I do use a curler. You just want to be careful with these. Now watch the magic happen. Look at this. It's just so pigmented. Amazing. All right, guys, and as you can see, my eyelashes look extremely fabulous and long in this. Over the other side. Coming together. So without dipping it again, I'll just slightly go over the bottom lashes from both sides. One of my other favorite products, Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This stuff is amazing. By far my favorite spray. So just make sure you shake it up. Actually says this is up to 16-hour wear, lightweight, temperature control technology, and it's very true. I feel like it's even 24-hour. It's an amazing product. So you just want to kind of hold it a little away. I overdo everything. It just works for me. So I'm super extra. So for my everyday look, I either go with a gloss, sometimes a light pink gloss, or I'll go for nudes. Right now, my favorite lipstick is this one. I actually got this from a friend. Funny how you get gifted something and ends up being your ultimate favorite lipstick of all time. And I don't know, it's Pixie by Petra? I don't know, but this color is Pastel Petal. Look at this. It is so pretty. I just think this will complete the look. It always does. It is my favorite. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. And there you have it. This is my go-to everyday mom look when I'm in a hurry. I literally just get my stuff out and I just throw it on and then I'm ready to go. So thank you for watching.